Wasn't deleted.
Good morning and welcome to Family Law Assistance. Got a new dog and the dog is eating everything it shouldn't. So I'm constantly, there we go, eating just bits of paper. Anyway, good morning, welcome to Family Law Assistance. I am joined today by the incredible Elaine. Elaine's one of our franchisees. And we thought we'd just jump on here and just have a chat with Elaine to talk about how her year has been as a franchisee.
You're very welcome.
Isn't she amazing? She came down and she's spending a bit of time with us. So I'm going through some of the stuff that Elaine specifically, and a lot of our franchisees have discovered on the journey of being a franchisee. So Elaine, let's start from the top. How's your year been?
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
I'm not paying her to say this, by the way.
I've just renewed the licence for another year with FLA, which I didn't have to hesitate thinking about at all.
Amazing.
So yeah,
it's weird. It's weird because you've been part of the furniture. It feels now you actually are part of the furniture business. I can't imagine this place without you. But it's been a journey, to say the least, isn't it?
Yeah, I've put some hard work in.
Yeah, you have. You have. You're in a completely different place now.
Yes.
Than you were. If we think about this time last year, you put a post up, didn't you, about it was very green. I remember it being very green.
Oh, what? When I was doing the training? Oh, yeah. It's coming through all my Facebook memories, isn't it? All this stuff is coming up. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What are the things that you kind of learned about yourself? Because this is totally different. Everyone's different. What have you learned about yourself during this journey?
It's like doing a windscreen exercise on yourself. You know, you look at you need to be able to work out what your gaps of knowledge are.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking specifically about gaps of knowledge of family law process, because I'm sure that there are people that are going to be watching this wondering what you have to do in order to join this franchisee and what knowledge you need. It's not necessarily that, because you get quite a lot of comprehensive training. It's gaps about things like, what do I need to learn and how can I learn it in order to make this a viable business? So I'm talking about social media. I've learned an awful lot about social media. That's probably a big one for me.
So let's just take social media.
Yes.
Before you joined, I mean, you were on social media before you joined.
Yeah. I did the usual thing that most mums do, you know, brag posts of kids. That's what I did. I wasn't a fan of Instagram.
Right.
Because I'm 50 and Instagram's sort of not really my age group. TikTok, I didn't even have a TikTok account.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah.
YouTube, that's something that I probably looked at to get the instructions for a kitchen appliance that I'd lost the manual for. Sorry, just saying it as it is. Yeah. Or I might have used YouTube to work out what one of the symbols on the dashboard of the car meant.
Oh my god, yeah. I hear that.
Yeah. So I mean, I had to be resourceful, and that's a really big help when you're helping clients in family law.
Yeah,
it's to be resourceful, but it's not just, as I say, it's not just about the legal knowledge. That's all taken care of in the training. It's the support that you get thereafter as well, and our hive mind, which I'll probably come on to later.
Yeah.
This is about identifying what gaps there are. So for me, I've never done networking before.
Yeah.
Social media was a big learning curve. Being self-employed was a big learning curve, having worked for big organisations and getting my mindset around that.
Right, yeah. And we're talking about social media, but there's been other things, because you've never been self-employed.
Yeah.
So, and that's biggie. That's a biggie.
It's a big leap.
It is a big leap, because in the training course we talk about, the systems, we talk about the legalities and the training and what to expect and dealing with clients and everything. But there's a whole separate genre, I suppose, of being self-employed. How's that been for you?
Well, for some people, becoming self-employed is either something imposed on them because they've left their employment for whatever reason, or it might be something that they've been thinking about for a long time. And when you look at being self-employed, you've got a variety of options, franchise being one of them.
Yeah.
In order to fit comfortably in a franchise, you really need to do your homework and understand what a franchise is about. This is not about you going off and being a complete maverick and doing your own thing all the time. This is about learning a business model that is working already.
Yeah.
So it's not about necessarily conforming as much as you would have done in the corporate world, because this is a small franchise. So our changes happen very dynamically and very quickly, as opposed to, say, getting a franchise in Subway, for example, or McDonald's or something else.
Right.
But you do need to really really look at that and think, am I the right person for a franchise, and understand the structure and the reasoning behind things.
Yeah. From your background, just tell people a little bit about your background.
Well, I've worked in financial services, so I was a financial planner, fully qualified, and then I did consultancy work for the big banks for that. I'd originally started a nursing career, so I went back to a nursing career, and I've got a lot of initials after my name. I'm a registered nurse, I'm a registered midwife, I'm a health visitor. I've got significant years worth of practice in those, and still hold those registrations. I have a master's with distinction, and that is specifically about parenting and specifically about fatherhood. Fatherhood's my thing. I've also personally gone through the divorce process, which has some relevancy, but not as much as people would think.
Right. What do you think? Why do you think it doesn't hold that relevancy? Because we've got a lot of people who wanted to join thinking, oh, I've represented myself before, you know, I can do what you do. For you, what was that journey like, and how is that sort of, how have you translated your personal experience into this?
Yeah, well, you know, Phil and I, my partner, we've got 5 children between us. We're a large blended family. We understand how that lived experience is. But I've got quite a strong opinion on this, and I think it's probably because I've come back from a professional background, looking at what families' needs are.
Yeah.
In that moment when a family is going through a really difficult journey of divorce, separation, child contact arrangements, and financial settlements and things, and that can impose quite a lot of changes on children and on a family. It is of no use to sit there and keep talking about your own experience. That client doesn't, and these are my beliefs, that client does not want you to be constantly referring to something else that happened to you personally. They want you there with that knowledge and those specific repertoire of skills to be what they need.
Right. Yeah. One of the things we talked about in hi Shakiba. We'll come to questions afterwards. But it's really interesting. You talk about the headspace that you need for a franchise.
Yes.
Talk about your journey through that.
In what respect, Michaela? What do you mean?
How have you had the headspace for this? You know, what provisions have you made in your own life to make sure that you have the headspace for this franchise?
Oh, well, again, I mean, it will be very personal because the franchise can accommodate lots of people with lots of different circumstances. For me personally, I was ready to make a leap and start building something up. The family had grown up. I was able to travel a lot, so I can go anywhere around England and Wales for that.
You quite like doing that as well, don't you?
Oh gosh, I love it. I love traveling. I love going to new places. I love meeting new people every day, and that's what you do in a healthcare career, you know.
Right.
So anything else that you would like to know?
Well, one of the lovely things I think about being part of this franchise is you mentioned the one thing that you quite liked actually is that ability to be creative.
Yes, right, okay then, yeah. So I suppose one of the things actually that does help me with my headspace actually is I breed and show cats, and I absolutely love this. I do a rare breed, and my motivation for that is to increase the numbers of this breed. It's an ancient breed of cat, very intelligent. So I feel like I'm doing a really good job there. But actually, believe it or not, a lot of the skills I've learned through the franchise actually enables me to do as well as I do with the breeding and showing of the cats. Now I know that sounds crazy, and I know that how can you put those two things together, but let me just put it this way: with all the free courses that I did locally that are offered to the business community, having set up in franchise, I got so many free courses about all sorts of different things, but let's just pick social media.
Yeah.
So social media enabled me to really raise the profile of this rare breed of cat.
Yeah,
there you go. That's something I learned.
Yeah, and it's been a knock-on effect because I mean, we talked a bit about social media, but I mean that whole creativity. You know, we've seen it in your TikToks. I think your TikToks are better than mine.
Thank you.
Just saying. But you also do blogs.
Yes, writing blogs. I do. Gosh, and the nice thing about the franchises is there's a wealth of material that you can use as a resource and use to help. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. So for people that are coming new into a franchise, I think one of the most common types of experiences, and it's the same with many other new roles that you might take on in life, is you can get that sort of imposter syndrome. You start to think, actually, I need to be an expert on this.
Right.
There is an awful lot of stuff there to get you up and running and to enable you to free you up so that you can spend time on the things that you need to spend time on, i.e. your clients.
Yes. Yes.
And you've got the support of all the other stuff that just helps you to promote yourself as well.
So just, I guess, a side note really, because one of the things that obviously you've invested in this franchise is the system. Just talk a little bit how you found working with the system.
Oh gosh, well, I'm going to start singing Stephen's praises here, because this is a wonderful marriage between this couple, but it's actually a wonderful marriage for a business idea as well, because you've got both of them who've also got a very high technical knowledge of the family law system, having been through it and worked through it as well. This is a business that's been going on for 16 years, but you've also got Stephen's ability to work out so much on the IT side as well. So much has become automated, even in the year that I've been in it. And we're talking about a dynamic franchise where you can speak directly to the founders, and so any changes, any improvements that happen literally on a live basis. So it's very motivating and energizing to be part of a franchise like this. It's not like the corporate world where you could be sat in a meeting with your wonderful bright idea and you never even speak to the budget holder. So that change never happens, and you never get recognised for that. This is something completely refreshing.
And a lot of what you do, a lot of the, I'm going to call it the boring stuff because it bores me. Some of like the admin stuff, it really bores me. But a lot of that's automated, isn't it? How have you found that?
Yeah, do you know what? It's a no-brainer. Because again, this started because Stephen would look at the things that Michaela's doing and think, actually, I can make that easier for her. Well, of course, that's extended to the rest of us as franchisees as well. So every week we're getting updates. They're just very simple types of things that make your job easier so that you can focus on clients again. The system is so clever. It can work out who the, and I don't mean this in a derogatory way, who the tire kickers are, so that you can actually spend time with the people who really are engaging with you.
Just as a side note, because I know that Shakiba has just asked a couple of questions. It's interesting. We talked about active clients this morning on our CRM database. At the moment, you've got like 21 active clients at the moment, which is crazy. It's amazing. One of the things we talked about creativity is being that whole solution focused and solution based. So when you're in, because you've been in court already, a few times, and you've had to be quite creative, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, there's I've not said it before. If you identify the gaps that you've got when you come into this franchise, we've all got different missing pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. So and this is why that hive mind works, because you bring something to the table when you join the franchise. You'll have experiences that help you, or personality traits, or something where you're very solution focused or can see, or very analytical, for example. There'll be something that you're very strong at, and that's usually complemented with another individual in the franchise. When I go to court, and I know the clients really love this, it's a massive selling point for me, is you're not just getting me, you're getting family law assistants. We're an army of people that are actually helping you, and that's right through that court hearing as well. That contact is there, the support's there.
And I think that really provides them with that reassurance, because I mean that's the thing that the clients need the most, especially at this time of life, which is the most arguably the most difficult time in their life.
And we've got a whole spectrum of clients out there. We've got clients who are in their very nature quite disorganized or don't understand the process, but can be quite unemotional, if that's the right word, about the process, quite detached about the process. We've got the other spectrum where we've got clients that are extremely organised but can actually really find the whole process crushing. But we have skills to get you through that. Whatever it is you need, we embellish that. Now I challenge you to go and find a solicitor or a barrister who can offer the same
Yeah.
for the same fees. It's just not happening.
Absolutely.
It's not there.
One of the things we talked about was that this franchise, it's not for the faint of heart, is it?
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
It isn't. You know, and you really need to think carefully about that, because we're talking about, are you a person who can think on your feet?
Yeah.
Now, there's no doubt that a lot of the, and it's a phrase that we use, a lot of the magic happens before you get into court. It's in the preparation, it's in the coaching, it's in the supportive meetings that we have with our clients, and the paperwork, high quality paperwork that we do. Every time our paperwork is accepted by the courts, and every time we go, even the clerks are giving us feedback that we've done a really good job at what we do. We get a lot of support from panels of magistrates who really recognise and appreciate the role that we do, as opposed to solicitors and barristers.
Completely. It's boosted your self-esteem.
Yeah. Do you know, we were having a chat just before we were intending to do this live, and I said, you know, you can work in a corporate firm and you can feel so undervalued. Right. You can work with a whole bunch of Karens out there that are just making your day an absolute misery to get through.
Yeah.
You can work with incompetent managers who are just literally waiting for their own retirement date because they do not want to try and work on what's going on with their own organisations. Right. I've never felt like that here. Yeah. You know, and it's a corny phrase, but I feel like a captain of my own ship.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes. Yes. And that gives you, I suppose, that freedom as well to kind of follow and do what you want to do. And one of the things you've always said is that, and I hope you don't mind me quoting you, that family law assistant scratches that itch for you.
Yes, absolutely. And, you know, there's flexibility within this franchise as well, because you're not talking about a franchise that, you know, you're going to have to remortgage the house in order to do. But you do need to have your eye on the ball when it comes to sales and promoting yourself and understanding where you're going to get your clients from. And there is a variety of ways to do that. But this is also a franchise that you can to some extent work alongside another job. So it is possible to have something part-time alongside this. It's really about what you want out of it. But I promise you, the more you put into it, the more you're going to get out.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. One word to sum up this franchise.
Oh, I can't think of a word. Oh, I wish you'd not said that. Hive mind, and that's 2 words.
Yeah.
Army.
Army. It's interesting you say that, because I've always been talking about getting
liberating. Yes, if I think about coming from big corporation organisation to this, liberating.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes,
Elaine,
that's my word.
Like I said, guys, if you've got any questions, drop them down. Shakiba, I hope you have seen this on replay. This should answer quite a lot of questions for you. Guys, have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll check you later.
Bye-bye.